He once ended Big E's wrestling career, but now his own career has been ended as Ridge Holland becomes the latest member of the WWE roster to get released. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and my voice is on the way out. I think my voice is going to be getting released next by WWE. But anyway, here to bring you another video. It doesn't matter if my voice goes. I'll tell you that WWE sucks in sign language. Do not worry about it. But anyway, there has been another release, and not only is Big E being released, but there's some hot chick called Summer who's also being released, and we'll talk a little bit about her in a minute. Honestly, I don't know what we're going to talk about because she's a fucking nobody. But before we get into that, let's talk about the releases from the other day, because Stevie Turner has come out and she's took a sly dig at WWE on Twitter, which I certainly don't blame her for. But as of the other day, the multiple WWE ID, WWE Evolve, and other development wrestlers were released from the company, including Wesley, Stevie Turner, Lance Anoya, Jen Tala, Draco Knox, Hayes Jameson, Braden BJ Ray, and Jamar Hampton. So, congratulations. That's the names there. The only ones I know are Wesley and Stevie Turner. Now, I'm going to assume Lance Anoa, he is from the Anoa family, and he's not just a random Anoa in there. But then again, if he is from the Anoa family, then I'm kind of surprised he's being released. So I don't really know what is happening there. But Stevie Turner came out and she said on Twitter, quote, "My time with at WWE has come to an end. I've had a brilliant time and I'm so excited for the future. See you soon," end of quote. And then she followed it up after that with another tweet saying, quote, "Can't believe I'm going to get to wrestle again," end of quote, and a few eye emojis with like tears in the eyes that she cannot quite believe that she's getting to wrestle again. Now, what does she mean with this? As a dig at WWE, it's a sly little, shot at them, basically saying, well, I may now be unemployed, I'm now released, but I'm actually going to get to wrestle again, I'm going to step inside the ring. And that's because for the past, 2 years, we haven't really seen Stevie Turner wrestle. Now, to be fair, we never really got to see her wrestle much at all, because when she got to NXT, after having a short period as an active wrestler, they kind of just chucked her to be into being Ava's, assistant, one of Ava's assistants. Now, I don't know if Stevie Turner's good in the ring. I honestly cannot remember watching her wrestle. But I do remember her debut, and she had, these weird vignettes where she was like a streamer or something like that, and she was, bringing news. Her gimmick was she was like a Twitch streamer that kind of brought news that was happening throughout NXT. So, she was kind of reporting, giving you, updates on what was happening throughout the week on NXT, but, in a kind of kayfabe manner. And that was, her character, where she was a streamer, and she was, I can't remember what she called it. Was it Stevie Talks or some shit like that? It wasn't great, but it was different, It was entertaining. Well, I say entertaining. It wasn't really entertaining, but it was unique, okay? It was unique. Give her a bit of credit. But then all of a sudden, I don't know, they just turned her into Ava's assistant, and her with Robert Stone, and it kind of just became, these two individual lackeys to Ava Raine. And what I think it is they just paired Ava Raine with Robert Stone, a guy that can talk a little bit. He used to be a manager. He can talk. He can hold his own for sure. And then they paired her with Stevie Turner, who can also talk a lot better than Ava Raine and has a lot more sex appeal than Ava Raine, that is for sure. Someone who looks better than Ava Raine. So they paired Ava Raine up with, two people that definitely appearance-wise look better than her, and two people that can certainly talk better than her. And it just seems to be that they're trying to mask her flaws. They're trying to cover her inabilities. My inability to talk's letting me down. They're trying to they're trying to cover her weaknesses, so to speak. I can't even speak. What the fuck's going on? Anyway, point is, I think Stevie Turner was not bad, so there you go. Anyway, right, Ridge Holland got released, but so did Summer Sorrell, whoever the fuck this is. So Summer Sorrell has been released from WWE. Some attractive chick, but I mean, most of these people are attractive. We get to WWE now, and you look at NXT, you look at LFG, they're not really hiring these ugly. Well, I think of Bailey Humphries, I kind of take that back, but more, it's not enough anymore. It's like, oh, you're cute and whatnot, you're attractive, but you need to be more than that to fucking make it. It's just not enough. But anyway, this Summer Sorrell chick came out and she talked about she doesn't have the right words to express what wrestling means to her. She feels like the luckiest girl in the world to be able to, have a stint in WWE. And she says the story doesn't end here, but the story's just getting interesting. I mean, who cares? Nobody knows who you are. I mean, maybe she'll go on to do something good. Maybe she'll go on to, who knows, AEW's hiring, buddy. But, yeah. Summer Sorrell, nobody gives a shit. And then let's talk about Ridge Holland. So this guy could have got released a long time ago, but now he's just getting released. And honestly, I don't understand it. I mean, after the Big E thing, after that, and it's not only Big E, I'm pretty sure he injured somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but it might have been, was it, it wasn't Neville. It wasn't Neville, but he injured somebody else on NXT. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't Mustafa Ali, but he definitely almost broke someone's neck on NXT as well. And then he did it to Big E, and it was like, this guy, and he wasn't even fucking good, I just don't really see why they kept letting Ridge Holland, get away with these mistakes, and not only that, and I'm not saying it's like a great position, but even when they put him down to NXT. He was feuding for the world. He was getting world title shots. He was getting NXT championship shots. And you're thinking, this guy shouldn't be anywhere near a fucking belt. The only belt this guy should be getting is like 10 lashes to the back. Like, bend over, bitch. Here's your 10 shots for injuring Big E. Not that Big E's any good, but I don't think you deserve to be injured just because you suck in the ring and you suck as a wrestler. So Big E didn't deserve that. And I get it, accidents happen, but like I say, this guy's hurt quite a few people. Even when he hasn't hurt people, he's also had quite a few botches as well. But, yeah, no, I just didn't think this guy was any good. But WWE kept him around, and he kept getting chance after chance after chance. And he was never, like, main eventing Raw or SmackDown. But, the guy kept getting, like, opportunities. And whether it be his singles run in NXT, or whether they kept sticking him with Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes or whatever it was, the guy just wasn't any good. But for some reason, WWE kept him around, and I don't get it. He couldn't talk. He couldn't wrestle. He wasn't like this big guy. It's not like he was like 7'5", and you're like, holy fuck, this is a giant. We need to have him from like a physical appearance kind of deal. There was just nothing spectacular about this guy. I believe that he was an athlete. I think he was. I might have played football or something like that. I don't know what sport he played in. But he didn't play wrestling. He wasn't good in wrestling. At the end of the day, I mean, that's what matters. Anyway, he's been released now. This is what Ridge Holland had to say. He said, quote, I've been informed that WWE will not be renewing my contract when it comes to an end on November 14th. WWE is still going to cover my rehab from injury, but my guaranteed pay will end. Quite frustrating to say the least, as I cannot work for another 6 months due to the aforementioned injury with a family of 5 to support. My career with WWE has been blighted by misfortune, but I'm still thankful and grateful for the opportunity and experience. The shining light has always kept me going. This is huge support from a handful of special human beings. Thank you. I'm unsure what lies ahead of me in terms of wrestling, but going forward I will be working hard to heal up, and in the time I will be launching my own online coaching business, so stay tuned. Cheers. End of quote. Now, apparently Ridge Holland, he is currently injured. He's not going to be injury-free for like another 6 months. And apparently he was injured wrestling on a TNA show as part of the TNA WWE partnership. Now, some people are saying that it's not right what WWE are doing and that they should at least, keep him employed until he heals from his injury, because he got injured working a TNA show. But I mean, at the end of the day, what difference does it make if he got injured working a TNA show or whether he got injured working an NXT show? If they've got a partnership, then they've got a partnership. We've seen wrestlers, jobbers go to AAA and whatnot. I don't think that really makes a difference. He could have easily got injured at NXT. I'm sure whatever jobber injured him or whatever jobber he got injured against in TNA, I'm sure there's an equally, bigger jobber in NXT that could have done the same damage to him anyway. So I don't think it matters. Anyway, guys, I'm done. I can't speak anymore. Ridge Holland, bye-bye. Summer Sorrell, cheerio. And Stevie Turner, it's a shame that they never did more with her. I don't understand it. I guess they just seen somebody be unique and like, oh, look, we haven't got anything like this. Here's someone that's different. Fuck it, let's turn her into a bland GM because Ava Raine sucks. I guess that's what their reasoning and logic and thinking was there. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.